Hello world, welcome to episode 8 of Hooked on Inkblobs. Today is June 30th and it's about 4 o'clock and it's been raining all day. So it's a little bit dark, I think. Not sure. It was darker before, but it got a little bit lighter again. And since last time we had this storm going on and I got a little bit restless, and then we got a heat wave, and now we have rain again. I don't get it. Anyway, this will probably be a short episode because I haven't done a lot of knitting or anything because of the elbows. Things do look better right now, and I've seen my doctor, and she basically said that I should just keep on doing what I'm doing, and it will take a while to heal up and not to stress it too much. So no obsessive knitting for me for a while. It has gone down to a little bit of pain during the day. I do take a lot of anti-inflammatories and painkillers, but I don't want to take them and then obsessively knit because that will just make things worse, and Nano is here to annoy me, I think. I don't know, just like she did at 5 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, I did buy a few things, just a few, so I guess it's time for stash up. First I got, this may look familiar, I got this lovely merino fingering weight yarn from Jolly Knits, and the colorway is called Indian Summer, and I guess this is the brand Saubergarten. If this looks familiar, then well, I made a South Bay shawl. I crocheted a South Bay shawl for my big sister, and she had a little accident, so I reordered the yarn to remake it. She's blaming it on pregnancy, dementia. I don't know if that's a thing or she's just making up stuff, but I figured of all people, she's the one that will really pay attention to how she washes things, so that hers ended up in the wrong wash. I'm pretty sure that was an accident, so I'm willing to remake it for her because it wasn't that much work. It didn't take weeks or something. This will probably look familiar too. This is the also from Jolly Knits, the Pistache colorway. Not always this lovely little pendant that I use as stitch markers while I work on it. I use this colorway on my mama shawl, and while I knitted that, I knitted a leaf pattern on the mama shawl, and I liked it so much. I liked the way the color looked in the leaf pattern, and then I found the Fogliame, I don't know if you say it like that, pattern for, it's like a cardigan, short sleeve cardigan with a leafy pattern in it, and I wanted to make it, and the only colorway I could think of that will work for me was that one. And at first I didn't want to buy it because I thought, I don't want to take that away from my mom. But then I just tried to reframe it, and I'd actually feel honored to have something in the same color as my mom. So this one is 1500 meters and this is 750, so you can definitely see the size difference between the two. This one also costs more, obviously. I'm, as always, very pleased with how the order went, how quick it arrived, and not so happy with the customs thing. But yeah, that happens. I'll have to plan my orders a little more carefully next time. Another thing I got from the always lovely, let me get the card because, ooh, sorry about the crinkly, the always lovely Caroline. And I love that little pendant. I ordered some of the small stitch stoppers from her. These are very nice little foamy rounds things, and you can just stick them on the needle so your stitches don't fall off. I thought that would be helpful because occasionally I throw things in my bag and stitches fall off. And I got a garter stitch fixer. I don't know if you call it that, but it's like a crochet hook with hooks on both sides, so you can fix a garter stitch problem. I've had to do that in the past, so this I like. In case you wonder if the background looks a little bit different, you can actually see outside. You can see the leaves right there, yeah. And I put Moomin and some Spoka from IKEA there. Instead of knitting and crocheting, I got frustrated that I couldn't really do anything, so I started decluttering, which I really needed to do for like 10 years or so. And I've decluttered like crazy, and I've got rid of so many things, and it's still a mess. But I'm getting there. I really feel like I'm getting to a point where I don't have so much stuff, and I don't have so much stuff that I don't need or want or just simply do not use. I have a lot of craft supplies that I used to use, and I really loved using it, but with the illness and all, it's been been hard to just do all of those things that I want to do. So I think it's better to just let them go and give them to someone that loves them and wants to use them and will use them, because having everything just lying in my closet unused, it just seems like a waste of good things. And when I say I got rid of a lot of things, whenever I can, I bring things to recycling or a thrift shop or whatever. I don't trash it if it doesn't need trashing, basically. But for instance, I apparently had an entire bin bag full of packaging from phones and my biking computer and my Fitbit and all those boxes that those gadgets and things came in. I kept them for some reason, I don't know, but I filled up an entire bin bag with them, and I thought, well, it's quite a lot of stuff that takes up space that I don't need. I did trash those because I really cannot do anything with it, and most of them were cardboard, I guess, so they went into the cardboard recycling. Try my best there, and can't do everything right, I guess. So that, oh no, I forgot one very big thing for my stash up. Because I've had problems with my hands and the longer needles, it's like the longer needles, I actually contacted Addy because I use their 8-inch and 9-inch circular needles a lot for my socks, and I like those tiny needles because I grab them with my, just not with my pinkies and not much with my ring fingers. So I contacted them and said, well, can you make me needles with a 1 meter 100 centimeter cable, it's like 42-inch I think, and short needles? And they replied back and said, that's odd, most people don't like our short needles. But they said they could do it, and they did. So 2 weeks later, I got this set. This, I'll just take them out of the plastic. This is a 1 meter cable with 2.5 millimeter needles. And these are the 75 millimeter, so I'll show it. so 7.5 centimeter needles, the longer needle from the Sock Wonder needle set. And I got a cable, so maybe I can do a magic loop with this. And it's like sorry, I'll just put it fighting the cables. I also got the 2mm needles, but I got the, I think this is, no, I think this is 7 centimeters, 7mm, 70mm, and this is 45, so 4.5 centimeters. So they're really, really tiny, really short, but I have a 1 meter cable on it, so I could do magic loop socks on them, 2 at a time socks, because I don't do those because of the hand thing. I have used one of them already. I think the 2.5mm one with the 7 centimeter needles to fix my mama vertebrae, because it needed a little bit of extra. It kept on sliding off my shoulder like that, and that was, you know, but wasn't very helpful. Be careful with that. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, you can see here that I picked up the stitches in the back, and then I knitted back and forth, short rows, skipping, or not skipping, picking up 4 more stitches on each side, and I went back and forth until I got to like roughly at this point. So I just added a little bit, and I decreased at that point that I just showed you, so it will pull together a little bit more, and like this it doesn't slide off my shoulders anymore, so yay, that's always good. Whew. Well, I used short needles for that, and it worked really well. I think my gauge gets a little loose when I do a knit 1 purl 1 ribbing, don't know why, and that's why I need to go down a few more needle sizes, because I knitted this on a 4mm, and I really needed the 2.5 or maybe even the 2mm needle for the ribbing, because otherwise it just got too loose. So I guess works in progress. Not much, because I couldn't knit a lot, so I didn't work on any socks. I didn't cast on any cardigans, but I did continue something that had been lying around for a bit. That I started it around Christmas, but I had to redo it. This is the 3rd time I started knitting it, because my gauge got off the first time, and then the second time I did something weird where the color changes were wrong, but I don't know if you can tell what it is. It's a Doctor Who scarf, season 12, because I added the big gray. That's season 12, from what I understand. I'm using Drops Charisma. I spend hours upon hours upon hours trying to figure out what color wool to use. This is 100% superwash wool. I wanted something with real wool in it, not necessarily 100%, but wool and superwash, because I'm making this for a friend, and I didn't want to bother them with special laundry instructions. I'm knitting this on my lovely Denise to Go 4mm US size 6 needles, the longer ones. Sometimes I interchange them with the shorter ones, but the longer ones, it seems to work out well. I've slowly knitted more and more on it. I'm really happy with how it looks, and it's getting so big. I will not make a full-size scarf because the person requested a shorter one, just so he doesn't drown in it. It will probably turn out to be half as long as the 3 meter, or somewhere between 180 and 2 meters. So a little more than half. I've also cast on the Desolation of Smog. Finally, I felt like I had to, because the knit along from Emily from down the Hobbit Hall, the There and Back Again Cal. It will last for at least 6 weeks, or maybe 5 now. But I was afraid that if I didn't cast it on now, I would get stressed, and I didn't want that, because I really want this shawl to turn out nice, because I like the pattern, and I want to have it look. I like the pattern, and I want to have it come out right. More on that later. So I'm using the Tea Flower colorway from Jolly Knits, 100% merino, fingering weight. I cast on my short Denise needles. Whoop. And there's some issue here. Anyway, so I have this bit. Yeah. And I screwed up. I screwed up big time. I screwed up twice, actually. So I got to this point and I made a mistake where it just didn't look right, so I re-knitted it. But then I did it wrong, because this point is not supposed to be under the entrance of the mountain. It's supposed to be right next to it. So I shifted my stitches about, at this point, 5 stitches the wrong way. So I need to take it out up until here and then re-knit it, which I will do because I don't want it to look off. I noticed that because I got to this point and I actually knitted a bit already. Whoops. And then I noticed that the center part of my work visually was here, but stitch-wise it's here. So I was like, yeah. And I want the dragon to line up, because I'm getting to the part where I have to knit the dragon. And I don't want him to look awful. Even though he's not so nice, I guess. He's a little bit mean for a dragon. Or maybe all dragons are mean. I don't know. I've never met one. So I'll have to take out that part. I'll do that after the weekend, so my head is clearer in the right space for it. I tried to do it last night and that didn't work out. And I hope to finish that within the deadline. I think I'll manage. It's like 6 weeks, which means it's also 6 weeks to my birthday. The cal ends a few days before my birthday, so I'm already thinking about what I want for my birthday. More yarn, always more yarn. I don't know, I'll have to see. I guess that was it, basically, because I don't have any finished objects because I didn't finish. No, I didn't finish anything at all. I feel a little sad, but the whole decluttering thing, it's been working out great for me because I've always had a lot of stuff and I've always had a chaotic stuff thing going, and I tried to declutter before and I tried to fix it before, but every time I tried to do it the way other people told me to do it, because obviously they knew best or something. They just kept on saying, oh, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way, or you need to throw this away because you don't need that. And then that thing would be something that I really, really cared about, and maybe I didn't need it. I don't need Moomin over there, but he was a gift from my boyfriend, so I'm keeping him because it's cute. I like Moomin, and he surprised me on my birthday with a little Moomin that he bought while we were in Stockholm. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping that, even though I don't need it, and even though it's fluffy and it collects dust and I don't know what else. But other people cannot decide for me what I need to keep or not. And of course, I don't need all of it, but I want some of it. So I'm trying to figure out what I really want to keep and what I keep out of guilt, because sometimes I find something and it's like, oh, this was a gift from someone, and I feel guilty for getting rid of it, even though I cannot use it, and it just takes up space, and I don't want it. And it turns out that letting that go, it causes a little bit of guilt, and initially, but I found that with the things I did that with, I don't even remember all those. I'm like, wait, I threw something away that made me feel bad and guilty, and I don't know what it is or what it was. I just know that I felt guilty about throwing it away. So I think it's good to learn that. I think it's good to learn to let go of these things, and I hope to do some more because it will help keep me organized and make everything else easier. If I don't have to struggle to find something, it will save energy in the long run. And right now, apparently, I have the energy to do so, and it doesn't hurt my arms, so that's great. And I know I have about 2, sometimes 3 good months in summer, and I spent the last month on decluttering because it's still slow for me. So I guess this year my good months are spent on decluttering and cleaning, but that's okay because it makes room for other good stuff. Anyway, enough blabbing. I don't have much else to say, so I guess I'll just say goodbye and happy making, and see you next time. Bye bye.